Hey guys, my name is Sopil and you are watching GenXclub. So today we will continue the project that we created in part 1. So if you have not watched the part 1, go and watch that. So I will run it so that you can know how much we built. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the project. We have to wait 4 seconds. Yeah. So now we have the tool J labels on left side and we just need to add the login options on the right side. So let's do that. Yeah. So in our method, we have created a method called create right in the last video. Yeah. So we will create a J label first of all, and we'll name it heading, and inside it we'll write login. Yeah, and we'll set it to be opaque, and I have to set its foreground and all the stuff like that. Yeah, and font. We'll set its font to be monospace. I've done some error. Yeah, and I have to give a style, but I'm not giving anyone. And yeah, and because we have yeah, it's white. Its background will be set to its default background will be set to white, so we don't need to give the background color. And yeah, we will add the label in the root panel. No, we have to set bounds. Yeah, I will create a dimension object referring to the preferred size of our label using label.get preferred size. Yeah, and we will set it bounds now. Yeah, I told you in the last video how we will set bounds. So the width of our right side is 300 and the half of 300 is 150. So 150 minus d dot width by 2, and its y will be 30 and its width height will be d dot width and d dot height. Yeah, so we'll add return to the root panel, and now we will create two j buttons referring as I'm a student or I'm a teacher. So let's do that. We'll name it login as student. Yeah, and now we'll set its properties. We'll set it opaque to be true because the layout of our panel is null, and we'll set its background to be dark gray, color dot dark gray, and we'll set its foreground to be white, and we have to still set its font. Yeah, we'll set its font to Calibri, and what is the font size of our, yeah, we'll set the font size of our heading to 20. Yeah, and yeah, now we'll set its bounds. So we'll set its width to be 200. So and our the right side of our width of the right side of our window is 300. So half of 300 is 150 and half of 200 is 100. So and its y will be approximately 200, and yeah, its width will be 240, its height will be 40. So we'll add it in the root panel. and we will create one more button referring to login as feature. Yeah. Login as feature. Yeah. Now we'll set its properties. I will just copy and paste this one. Yeah. Instead of login as student, I will write login as teacher. Yeah. And one more. Yeah, we have to set its bound. Yeah. And we will add it to our root panel. Yeah. So now we'll run it and check it if it works. Yeah. We have to wait 4 seconds. What happened? There is an error in our program. Yeah. So what will this bounce do is it will just place the our buttons into the left side. So we have to do 300 plus, and we have to put this in bracket so that it places the J buttons on the right side. I will do the same for this one and that heading. So why I have done this is because if we don't do this, it will place the J buttons on the left side. So the middle of our J frame is 300. So from middle it will cut that side. So now let's check if it works. Yeah, it is working. To remove this outline, we have to just set focusable to be false, and we have to just increase the Y of this. Yeah, we have to set focusable to be false, and the same for this button, false. Yeah, we'll run it once again and check. Yeah, you can say it's working. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll add an event listener to both of these buttons, and and create the login options for them. So yeah, first we'll do it for the students. We'll create a class called student login options. Student login options. Yeah, and it will also extend JFrame as all of our classes. And yeah, type public student login options. We'll create a constructor for them for it. And what we'll do is we'll add an action listener to our login as student button. Oops. Add action listener. New action listener. Yeah. And we'll create an object of student login options in it. Yeah, and we'll set it visible. and we'll set the properties of our JFrame. We'll set it visible to be true and set the size able to be false. We'll set its size to 400 and 400, and yeah, we'll set it undecorated true. Yeah, and its default close operation will be jframe.exit on close. And what else? Yeah, more thing, we'll set its location relative to null so that it will come in center. And yeah, we'll create a jpanel called root panel. And we'll add the root panel here. Yeah, and we'll create a method called setup which will load all our components into our JFrame. Yeah, so first we want to create a J label and two J buttons to ask whether they have to log in or create account. So I'll name it heading. Yeah, and choose option. Yeah, we'll set it opaque to be true because the layout of our JPanel is null, and we'll set its foreground be color dot white, and yeah, we need to import that color. Yeah, and its background to be color dot dark gray. No, we will not set its background because its default will be white and our JPanel is white. Yeah, and one more thing, what else we have to do? Set its font here. I don't know why I like space font so much. Yeah, and one more thing I have to do is set its, yeah, we need to set its sound. Before that we will create a dimension object referring to the preferred size of the heading as usual. Yeah, I have told you how we set the bounds. So 200 minus the width of our frame is 200, and 200 minus d dot width by 2, and yeah, 30. Its y position will be 30, and d dot width and d dot height. We will add it to the root panel. And we will call the setup method here, and we will try running it. So yeah, when I click on login as student, you can see a JFrame has been created. I think I have set the foreground of the heading to be white. I will set it dark gray so that it will be noticeable. I will run it. Yeah, and we also need to set the icon image of our. Yeah, new image icon, and inside it we will have the path of our logo. So copy path, absolute path, and paste it here. Yep. And yeah, now we have to create two J buttons to show our login options, like create account and login. So J button create account is equal to new J button, and inside it we'll write create account, and we'll set its properties. We'll set opaque to true, set font to, we'll set a font, yeah, so we'll set it Calibri and font dot plain, yeah, and its background and foreground color dot dark gray, and yeah, and we will add that button to our root panel. Yeah, yeah, yes. There is, yeah, we don't have to use image icon while setting the icon of our JFrame. Instead, we have to use another image class which we can get using toolkit. So yeah, toolkit dot get default toolkit dot get image. Yeah, I'll paste it. Yep. And we have to set the bounds of our create account button. Yeah. So we'll set it width to be 200, and the width of our frame is, let me check it, 400. So yeah, 200 minus 100, because the half of 200 which is our width, so it's 100, and 200 minus 100, yeah, and its y will be 200, not 200, 100 is enough. I will give it 150, and width is 200, and height will be 40. So yeah, and we will create one more J button to login. So J button login is equal to new J button login. So login dot set opaque true, login dot set foreground color dot white, login dot set background color dot dark gray, login dot set font. I will just copy all of this. Yeah, I will copy it separately. Yeah, and instead of create account, I will write login. Yeah, yeah. And now what will we do is, yeah, we will increase the y of this one, so it will be 250, and we will add this one to root panel. Now we'll try running it, and let's check if it works. Yeah, let us wait for it to load. Yeah, you can see it is giving it intro, and yes, when I click login as student, there are two buttons. So I will set it, both of them, to set focusable or false. Yeah, so that this border doesn't comes. It looks ugly, man. Yeah, I will do it. Not foreground, focusable, false. Yeah, and the same for this one. Yeah, now let's try running it again. Yeah, so when I click login as student, there is a window called choose option, create account or login account. So when we click it, nothing happens because we haven't added a action listener to it. So before adding action listener, we will understand how we will connect Java Python to access MongoDB in using some animations. So to connect Java to MongoDB using Python, what we'll do is while uploading the data to MongoDB, first using the data will be in the Java. So using Java, we will write the data into a text file. So using file writer class in Java, we will write the data into text file, and we will read the data in the text file using Python, using open in Python. So the data will be now in Python. So we can directly access MongoDB from Python, and we will upload it to the MongoDB. And while reading data from the MongoDB, what we will do is we so the data will be in MongoDB, and we can access MongoDB using Python directly. So we will get it in Python and write to text files, and then read it using Java, because we can read text files using scanner in Java. So that's how we are going to connect Java to MongoDB. So that's it for today. We will see next of the stuff in the next video. Like, share, and subscribe this video. And we have a Telegram channel. Subscribe that and follow us on Instagram. So yeah.